don't know if the weather pattern, weather forecast is going to make this a blessed week, but we do need rain, and a wet week ahead is in the forecast here for you. Now let's move on to the clouds. So we did see some clouds today, but right now we're seeing some breaks in the clouds. We're also seeing some low clouds mixing with some mid-level clouds, more clouds around. So you kind of get the idea that with these clouds coming in from the southwest steadily, we are seeing that first offerings yesterday were the high clouds. Usually what happens is the clouds will lower and thicken, and that is kind of in the process of happening, especially by Monday. We're already seeing some precipitation that goes out to the west. Now, we've got some temperatures in the 30s in East Texas, and so perhaps a little mix of some sleet, certainly not out of the question in some of those locations. Over this way, I think a lot of that's not reaching the ground over in East Texas, but you go further to the other side of Dallas, Fort Worth Metro, we're seeing some precip over in that area as well. And another little winter storm, I think, for portions of Oklahoma and Arkansas out of this. Now, you can see the energy just working through the western states, just kind of pumping energy all the way down into the Baja area of California and Mexico. A lot of clouds over in that area. And of course, that's where all this energy is from. Those clouds, if there's moisture, will generate. The energy will generate clouds if there's moisture. So all of that is headed this way, but it's not going to come through in one big slug of energy. It's going to come through in several distinct waves. So I'm just going to let Futurecast play, and you get the idea. Many times these things get pretty complicated, and it's difficult to explain it, but you did see that there will be several areas. It's just kind of an off and on kind of rain. There'll be lows, there'll be active periods. And so that mixture will occur Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and into probably Thursday morning. So we got about 3.5 days of that rain, and some of that rain could be heavy, and models, of course, are differing on how much to expect. But again, it's going to be a good soaking rain. It's going to be the kind of rain we need. It will return some of our lakes and rivers to levels that are close to normal, as opposed to being very low. And depending on how much rain falls and where it falls, I would anticipate maybe some river flood warning, at least on the smaller river systems like the Calcasieu and some of those sometime later this week. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go to these low temperatures for tonight. 39 is typical, and we're not going to be nearly as cold as last night. We averaged 22. We'll be about 37 for an average, 33, 34 on the cold side. I do have 34 way to the east there, Fairleigh, Vidalia. Some of that will probably work to the south across portions of southern Concordia. And then into Avoyelles, we got upper 30s, DeRidder at 40 degrees. So you see that change coming in from the southwest to the northeast as we see the clouds increase. And of course, more moisture will prevent that cooling trend, and the clouds will keep the heat in more for tonight as well. We'll break 60 across most of the area. I'm forecasting about 62 for an average high, but I've got Opelousas all the way up to 67 down in that direction. So a warming trend coming in from that way. Some areas up there toward Manny and Natchitoches may not get out of the upper 50s. So it'll be kind of a cool day. And of course, with these readings, that means the warmer the air gets, the more moisture it is capable of holding. So I've got a blanket 90% coverage here across the area, except all toward the Fairleigh Vidalia. I'll go about 80% there, probably for no other reason than some models are saying there'll be very little rain Monday over in that particular area. So our rainfall pattern looks like this. AM and PM timing, it is one of those patterns where it could rain any time of the day Monday, but most of it will be in the PM hours. Common amounts will be around an inch or less, so we're not looking for a really heavy rainfall episode for Monday. But if we can get some training, or we can get a well-organized band or something like that, we may see 2 to 3 inches of rain that day. Now remember, this is for Monday only. This is kind of the way I do it. Like the coaches say, we'll play one game at a time. I'm going to handle one day's rainfall at a time in this style when we do it city by city and look at it in more detail. However, when we look at it overall in the 7-day forecast, I think totals of about 5 inches, around 5 inches or more will be common during that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning time period where we would add all the rain up that falls. I think 5 inches or more would occur in many locations. It would be quite common I think there. You see very high percentages. They say that's 70% on Monday. We have to kind of do it that way for the app to work. But again, it's kind of like, well, we have to do it kind of like a daytime thing. Don't include the nighttime rain. So when you include the rain after 6 p.m. Monday, it's going to happen. That would be 90% like I had in the previous graphic. All right, we'll clear that up. You see temperatures moderating, a 70 for high Wednesday. We'll get close to 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday. So again, that means the atmosphere can hold more moisture. And every time these little ripples of energy from the major systems out west come through, it will touch off a bout of rain and thunderstorms as we head, especially into Tuesday and Wednesday. Some models indicating something decent could happen rain-wise early Thursday. So we've got that covered with 60%. Now I'm going to put a front through that day. And then Friday looks like one of your better days this week, 30% only with a partly cloudy sky. Another little wave, kind of might be called a final piece of energy out of this whole shamir. We'll look at about a 50-50 chance of some showers and thunderstorms as we go into Friday night and into Saturday, especially the first part of the day Saturday. We'll bring another front through Saturday, and that should clean things up by Sunday. It'll turn a little bit cooler. No freezes on the map here over the next 7 days as we get into this warmer pattern, but a much wetter pattern, as you can see by the forecast. Hey, thanks for being with me. Nick Nicholas will be updating things for Monday morning as we get into day one of the rain chances and day one of a wet week ahead. Have a blessed one and a great